First Contact's unexpected twist. The silence of deep space shattered as the quantum communication array on the USS Horizon erupted with an impossible signal. Dr. Marcus Revan leaned forward, his weathered hands trembling slightly as holographic data streams danced around him. This wasn't just another routine scan, this was something extraordinary. "Commander Sinclair," Marcus called out, his voice a mix of excitement and disbelief, "you're going to want to see this." Commander Kara Sinclair strode across the bridge, her military-issue boots clicking against the metallic floor. Her eyes, sharp and calculating, scanned the unexpected readings. Behind her, Zara Nomura's fingers were already dancing across multiple holographic interfaces, her cybernetic implants processing information faster than any standard human computer. "Alien communication protocol," Zara muttered, "but nothing like we've ever intercepted before." The signal was unlike anything in humanity's extensive database. Most first contact scenarios predicted either complete incomprehension or outright hostility. This was different. The quantum frequencies suggested an intelligence so advanced it seemed to bend the very rules of communication. Marcus adjusted his quantum resonance filters, a device of his own design that had earned him multiple scientific accolades. "It's not just a message," he explained, "it's almost like a probe. But not a physical one. More like an information ecosystem." Commander Sinclair raised an eyebrow. A career military strategist, she had seen her share of technological marvels, but this was pushing even her extensive boundaries of understanding. "Explain that in terms I can understand, Doctor." Zara intervened, her cybernetic eye creating complex holographic projections. "It's like they're not just sending a message. They're testing us. Probing our communication systems, our technological infrastructure, our very ability to comprehend." The alien signal continued to pulse, a complex dance of quantum entanglement that seemed to simultaneously exist and not exist. It defied standard communication protocols, quantum encryption, and every known principle of interstellar messaging. "They're watching," Marcus whispered, more to himself than to his colleagues. But not in a threatening way. "It's like scientific curiosity." Commander Sinclair's military training kicked in. "Prepare defensive protocols. We don't know their intentions." But Zara was already ahead of her. Her fingers moved with lightning speed, creating intricate defensive firewalls and adaptive response mechanisms. Years of cybersecurity expertise had prepared her for complex threats, but this was different. This was first contact in its purest, most unexpected form. The quantum signal began to modulate, creating patterns that seemed to dance between mathematics and language. It was beautiful, terrifying, and completely incomprehensible. "They're not trying to attack," Zara said suddenly, her voice filled with a mix of professional detachment and genuine wonder. "They're trying to communicate. But their method of communication is so advanced, so fundamentally different from our own, that it's like trying to explain color to someone who has never seen light." Marcus's fingers flew across his own interface, attempting to create translation matrices. "It's recursive," he muttered. "The message changes based on how we attempt to interpret it. It's adaptive. Intelligent." Commander Sinclair watched the complex quantum displays, her strategic mind working overtime. This wasn't a military encounter. This was something far more profound, a potential bridge between two entirely different forms of intelligence. The USS Horizon hung in the vast darkness of space, a tiny vessel carrying the weight of humanity's first true encounter with an incomprehensible alien intelligence. No weapons were charged. No defensive shields were raised. Just three humans, staring into the quantum abyss of first contact, waiting to see what would happen next. Little did they know, this was just the beginning of a journey that would challenge everything humanity thought it knew about communication, technology, and its place in the universe. The technological divide. 48 hours after the initial quantum signal, the research facility at New Horizons Station buzzed with unprecedented energy. Dr. Elliot Winters stood before a massive holographic display, his fingers tracing complex quantum interference patterns that defied traditional understanding. "It's not just communication," he explained to Admiral Victor Rodriguez, "it's a completely different paradigm of information transfer." Dr. Arya Patel leaned forward, her eyes reflecting the intricate holographic projections. Years of xenotechnology research had prepared her for the unexpected, but this was beyond anything in human scientific experience. The alien signal continued to evolve, presenting what seemed like mathematical puzzles that transformed the moment human systems attempted to decode them. It was as if the extraterrestrial intelligence was actively studying humanity's cognitive and technological limits. "They're testing us," Arya muttered, "but not as a threat. More like a challenge." Admiral Rodriguez remained skeptical. Military leaders were trained to see potential threats, and this quantum communication felt like an elaborate trap. "Dr. Winters, can we determine their intentions?" Elliot adjusted his quantum resonance analyzer, a device he had personally designed to push the boundaries of human technological understanding. "Their communication is recursive," he explained. "Each attempt to understand changes the message itself. It's adaptive intelligence at a level we've never encountered." The research team worked around the clock. Specialized quantum computers struggled to maintain coherence with the alien signal. Traditional decryption methods collapsed almost immediately. This was communication that existed in multiple states simultaneously, challenging fundamental human concepts of information and perception. Zara Nomura's earlier cybersecurity protocols proved crucial. Her adaptive firewall systems, originally designed to protect against sophisticated cyber attacks, now served as the primary interface for this extraordinary communication. "We're not just receiving a message," Arya realized, "we're engaged in a complex exchange of technological capabilities." The alien signal began to reveal subtle patterns. Mathematical sequences that hinted at vast technological knowledge, but also seemed to be deliberately simplified, as if the alien intelligence was carefully modulating its communication to match human comprehension levels. Dr. Winters discovered something extraordinary. The quantum signal contained what appeared to be technological schematics, but not for weapons or spacecraft. Instead, they were blueprints for adaptive communication systems, energy transfer mechanisms that seemed to bend the laws of physics. "They're offering something," Elliot whispered, "not demanding. Sharing, not conquering." Admiral Rodriguez saw the potential strategic implications. If these blueprints could be understood, they represented a technological leap that could revolutionize human capabilities in energy, communication, and potentially space exploration. But understanding required more than just scientific brilliance. It demanded creativity, adaptability, and a willingness to challenge everything humanity thought it knew about technology and intelligence. The quantum signal pulsed, waiting. Watching. Challenging humanity to take the next step in a cosmic dialogue that was just beginning to unfold. Chaos theory in action. The underground research bunker hummed with nervous energy. Jack Hawthorne stood before a wall of screens, his fingers dancing across multiple interfaces with the practiced ease of a master hacker turned government scientist. "Chaos is our advantage," Jack muttered to Lieutenant Sophia Nakamura, who watched the quantum signal's complex patterns with a mix of scientific curiosity and military precision. Dr. Gabriel Santos approached, holding a cup of rapidly cooling coffee. "The alien communication doesn't just resist our attempts to decode it," he explained, "it actively transforms based on our approach." The team had discovered something profound. The alien signal wasn't just a message, it was a living, adaptive system that responded to human interaction in ways that defied conventional scientific understanding. Jack's background in systems analysis and unconventional problem-solving became their greatest asset. Where traditional scientists saw an impenetrable quantum communication barrier, he saw a complex system waiting to be understood. "It's like a game," Jack explained, pulling up intricate holographic displays. "Every time we try to understand it through linear approaches, the signal shifts. But chaos? Chaos might be the key. Lieutenant Nakamura's tactical communication training kicked in. You're suggesting we approach this non-linearly. Intentionally introduce unpredictability? Dr. Santos nodded. Precisely. Their communication seems to operate on principles of absolute predictability. What if we use our ability to create controlled chaos? The team began developing an unprecedented approach. Instead of trying to decode the signal, they would interact with it through a series of deliberately unpredictable quantum interference patterns. Jack created adaptive algorithms that would change their approach millisecond by millisecond, introducing what he called strategic randomness. Hours turned into days. The alien signal continued its dance, now responding to their chaotic approach in increasingly complex ways. It was as if the extraterrestrial intelligence was learning, adapting, almost playing. They're studying us, Sophia realized. Not as a potential threat, but as a fascinating anomaly. Jack's most radical theory emerged. The alien communication wasn't just a message, it was a test. A challenge to see how humanity would approach a fundamentally different form of intelligence. As their chaotic approach continued, the quantum signal began to reveal glimpses of something extraordinary. Fragments of technological knowledge, hints of scientific understanding that seemed to bridge impossible gaps between human and alien comprehension. Dr. Santos observed something remarkable. Our chaos is creating a form of communication. We're not breaking their code, we're negotiating an entirely new language of interaction. The research team had stumbled upon a profound truth. Humanity's greatest strength wasn't in perfect technological precision, but in its ability to adapt, to introduce unpredictability, to think beyond established boundaries. The alien signal pulsed, a complex rhythm that now seemed to dance in sync with the team's chaotic approach. First contact was no longer about decoding a message, it had become a delicate, dynamic conversation between two fundamentally different forms of intelligence. The unexpected vulnerability. The research facility at Quantum Horizon Base had transformed into a nexus of humanity's most ambitious scientific endeavor. Dr. Lena Kowalski stood before a massive holographic projection, her adaptive systems design creating intricate patterns that seemed to breathe with their own intelligence. It's not about breaking their communication, she explained to Commander Rafael Cruz, it's about understanding its fundamental structure. Dr. Imani Williams, a renowned xenological behavioral analyst, watched the quantum signal's latest iterations. Each interaction revealed more about the alien intelligence, not through traditional decryption, but through a complex dance of technological and cognitive exchange. The breakthrough came unexpectedly. While previous attempts focused on decoding the signal, Lena's adaptive systems approach began to reveal something far more profound. The alien communication had a subtle, almost imperceptible pattern of vulnerability. They're perfect, Imani observed, but perfection always has a cost. Commander Cruz leaned forward, his military strategic mind seeing the potential implications. Explain. Lena's fingers danced across holographic interfaces. Their communication system is so advanced, so perfectly integrated, that it becomes paradoxically rigid. Every interaction is a precisely calculated response, which means they can't truly adapt in real time, Raphael finished. The team had discovered the alien intelligence's core weakness. Their technological superiority came with a fundamental limitation. Unlike human systems that thrived on unpredictability and rapid adaptation, the alien communication was trapped in its own perfection. Dr. Williams broke down the behavioral analysis. It's like a hyper-intelligent system that can process infinite possibilities, but only within a predetermined framework. They can't handle genuine randomness. Lena's adaptive systems began to create a new approach. Instead of trying to break through the alien communication, they would exploit its own structural limitations. By introducing carefully designed quantum interference patterns that existed in multiple states simultaneously, they could create a form of communication that the alien intelligence couldn't fully process. "We're not fighting," Lena explained, "we're negotiating in a language they've never encountered." The quantum signal began to show signs of strain. For the first time, the alien communication displayed what could only be described as confusion. Not a breakdown, but a momentary hesitation, a crack in its perfect facade. Commander Cruz saw the strategic potential. This isn't just a scientific breakthrough, he realized. This is a fundamental shift in how we understand intelligent communication. As the research team continued their work, they realized they were doing more than establishing first contact. They were challenging the very concept of technological superiority, proving that humanity's greatest strength lay not in perfection, but in adaptability, creativity, and the ability to thrive in uncertainty. The alien signal pulsed, its once unbreakable patterns now showing subtle signs of vulnerability, a testament to the unexpected power of human ingenuity. Humanity's ultimate weapon. The moment of revelation came in absolute silence. Dr. Nathan Reed stood before a constellation of quantum interfaces, his revolutionary systems integration work about to change everything humanity understood about communication, intelligence, and first contact. Admiral Elena Rodriguez watched with a mixture of scientific anticipation and strategic caution. Beside her, Dr. Kai Tanaka's advanced computational theories were about to be put to the ultimate test. "We're not just communicating," Nathan explained, his voice calm and measured. "We're demonstrating the true nature of intelligence." The alien signal, once an impenetrable, perfect system, had been gradually transformed through humanity's unique approach. Where other species might have seen an insurmountable technological barrier, humans saw a challenge, a puzzle to be understood and ultimately bridged. Dr. Tanaka's computational models revealed the profound breakthrough. The alien intelligence had been operating under a fundamental misunderstanding about the nature of intelligence itself. They had achieved technological perfection at the cost of true adaptability. "Creativity is our weapon," Nathan said, pulling up holographic displays that showed the intricate dance of human-alien communication. Not just technological creativity, but cognitive flexibility. The quantum interfaces began to pulse with a new kind of energy. The alien communication system, once a seemingly impenetrable fortress of technological superiority, now showed signs of genuine interaction. Not submission, but understanding. Admiral Rodriguez saw the strategic implications. This wasn't just a scientific achievement, it was a fundamental redefinition of interspecies communication. Dr. Tanaka's analysis showed how humanity's approach had completely rewritten the rules of first contact. By introducing controlled chaos, adaptive thinking, and a willingness to approach communication as a dynamic, living process, they had done something unprecedented. They expected a linear response, Kai explained. Instead, we gave them a complex, adaptive system of communication that mirrors the very nature of intelligence itself. The final breakthrough came not through advanced technology, but through a profound understanding of what intelligence truly means. Humanity proved that true technological advancement isn't about perfection, but about the ability to adapt, to learn, to grow. As the quantum signals stabilized into a new form of communication, it became clear that this was more than first contact. This was a cosmic dialogue that would reshape understanding of intelligence, communication, and the very nature of consciousness. Humanity's ultimate weapon wasn't a technological marvel or a weapon of destruction. It was imagination. The ability to see beyond established boundaries, to approach the unknown with curiosity, creativity, and an unbreakable spirit of exploration. The universe had just learned a fundamental truth: when humans encounter the unknown, they don't just adapt, they transform.